Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urius Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons, and welcome back to the channel that brings power gaming to the next level. Today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we are talking about the 9th level spell, True Resurrection, usable by clerics and druids. We're giving this one a C, but first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I've got another video out. All right. True Resurrection, 9th level spell that takes 1 hour to cast. Is a range of touch, verbal, somatic, and material components, which are a sprinkle of holy water and diamonds worth at least 25,000 gold pieces, which all is gone with the casting of the spell. You touch a creature that has been dead for no longer than 200 years and that died for any reason except old age. If the creature's soul is free and willing, the creature is restored to life with all of its hit points. That sentence right there is kind of flavor, kind of mechanical. The DM can play around with that, creating like an adventure for the rest of the party to go and find the soul and to convince the soul that it can come back. So the spell closes all wounds, neutralizes any poison, cures all disease, and lifts any curse affecting the creature when it died. The spell replaces damaged or missing organs and limbs. If the creature was undead, it is restored to its non-undead form. The spell can even provide a new body if the original no longer exists, in which case you must speak the creature's name. The creature then appears in an unoccupied space you choose within 10 feet. Okay, so this spell is super circumstantial. The circumstances with which you would need to cast the spell are not really going to happen very often at all. So let's take a look at this spell compared to Resurrect. And we're also going to look at the other 9th level spell choices that clerics and druids have. But I also want to talk about the pros and cons of this spell. So the pros of this spell are it will affect something that has been dead 200 years or less. It will cure diseases and curses. It will restore undead to life, and it can restore someone back to life even if their body is vaporized and gone. Some of the cons: it's an hour casting time. It has a whopping 25,000 gold piece cost. That can be mitigated with a wish, which we haven't done yet, but you can wish for a 25,000 gold piece item. And, I mean, for the most part, this spell does exactly the same thing as Resurrect with a few other caveats to the spell. So let's look at that. So here's the spell Resurrect. And all the same thing. So an hour casting time, it only costs 1,000 gold, range of touch, all that stuff. Resurrect, however, is usable by bards and clerics, whereas True Resurrect is clerics and druids. So that's a little bit of a difference between these spells. Same thing. So this one is only 100 years, not 200 years. So that's a difference. Undead are unaffected by Resurrect, whereas undead will be restored by True Resurrection. But again, it's a casting time of an hour, so you have to be able to like hold that undead down or hold it in place to be able to cast this. So this spell neutralizes any poison and cures diseases afflicting the creature when it died. So, and those are normal diseases. This one cures all wounds, neutralizes any poison, cures all diseases. Resurrect, however, does not remove magical diseases or curses. True Resurrect lifts any curses and cures all diseases. So there's a couple of circumstances right there that are different than Resurrect. And again, True Resurrection is very circumstantial. You know, how often are you as a player going to be affected by a magical disease or a curse? Not too often. Now, for the DM, these are all kind of like hook, line, and sinker ideas for adventures. Maybe the players have to go on an adventure to find a scroll of True Resurrect because there is someone who is dead that needs to be resurrected that is cursed. or maybe one of the players is cursed, something like that. I mean, that is an adventure idea. Now, this one closes all mortal wounds and restores any missing body parts. They both do the same thing there. Again, undead are brought back to life by true resurrection, but not resurrection. Resurrection has this coming back from the dead ordeal, which gives penalties to attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks, and only goes away with a long rest, whereas true resurrection does not have that rider on it whatsoever at all. So that's another thing. And then casting this spell to restore the life of a creature that has been dead for more than a year taxes. So the caster has disadvantage. That is also not in true resurrection. But how often are you going to be trying to resurrect a player who has been dead for more than a year? Probably not very often. The other big difference between true resurrection and resurrection is that true resurrection can bring back someone's body that is no longer there. So say they got vaporized by a disintegrate spell. No body now. There's no body. So resurrect will not help in that instance. Whereas true resurrection can bring them back at a pretty massive cost of 25,000 gold pieces. But again, with players at this level, that's not too far off because a wish will bring forth a 25,000 gold piece diamond pretty easily. So, but I have seen instances where players have been gacked by a disintegrate spell and they're gone. That's it. Just gone. Power word kill kills them, and then they get hit by a disintegrate spell, gone. They are restrained, getting disadvantage on dex save, disintegrate, gone. They are paralyzed, failing dex saves, disintegrate, gone. So there are a lot. That is a circumstance which can happen. It's not always going to happen. Again, this is very circumstantial. Now, one of the other things I wanted to look at here were, in the context of cleric spells that are 9th level, you have Astral Projection, which is just okay. Gate, which is pretty good. Mass Heal, that's probably your go-to 9th level spell if you're a cleric. And True Resurrection. I would say if I'm walking around as a cleric, I'm going to take Mass Heal and not True Resurrection. And if I need True Resurrection, well, because somebody died and they're cursed, or somebody died and their body's gone, well, they're going to be gone for less than 200 years. So I can always just go another day and then get True Resurrection. For druids, here are the list of druid 9th level spells. Foresight, Shape Change, Storm of Vengeance, True Resurrection. We already went through Storm of Vengeance. Horrible spell. Should not be 9th level. Should be more like 5th level. Totally crappy spell. Don't care. My go-to spells for the druid are either going to be Foresight, which is awesome. We've gone over that spell, giving people advantage on all their checks, and enemies disadvantage for 8 hours is massive without concentration. Shape Change, that's another great one where you can just change into a bunch of different stuff. That's another awesome spell. So I would say that True Resurrection is not going to be my go-to spell for either of these classes. Bards can get this through Magical Secrets, but they can also get Resurrect as a class spell, so there it is. So I would say True Resurrect is one that I'm not going to be preparing. I'm going to be using it when I need to or when those circumstances happen, and then you can just wait a night and prepare it, and during that time, you know, your wizard or whoever's got the wish spell can cast that and bring forth a 25,000 gold piece diamond, and then presto change, you're done. All right, that is what I have for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.